Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Hey, right on. Boy, I, man, I can't get over this. Social media is blowing up about this guy who got shot in New York. Man.
What they saying?
Oh, man, you ought to go on there and read some of their comments, man. They ain't giving that dead man no break at all.
What?
Oh, man, they talking about that rascal like he was
stole something.
he was the evilest man in the world. They got people out there. They said they got a $10,000 reward out to find the man. They got a picture of him out there, and they said he that cheap rascal. He worth more than $10,000. They ain't gonna find nobody for no $10,000. He too cheap. And then they asking the public. They said, "Well, did anybody see him?" And one of them come on and said, "I would have, but United Healthcare denied me my glasses, so I didn't see him. I can't see him. I don't have no glasses." They didn't let me get my glasses. Man, they got all kind of comments out there about that, man. Oh, man. I've been laughing all morning, man. That stuff pop up. I mean, I've been laughing. It's been hilarious what people are saying. They ain't giving that man a break. They ain't giving the police or anybody a break. We didn't see him. Because he ain't on our network. You know they were talking about the company and stuff has a network there. And if you ain't in their network, they won't pay for your health care if they out of network. So they said, I can't see it because he ain't in my network. Oh, man, it is hilarious what they got going on. I mean, absolutely hilarious. Oh, that's just a tip of the iceberg, man, of what they're saying about it. And people are throwing comments out there like 40 going north. Oh, man. Oh, man, he can't even die and be okay. Oh, man. We got so much stuff going on, Ted. So much stuff
There's a
going
lot
on.
of stuff,
Yes. Where should we
I'll
start?
start.
Where should we start here? Okay, well, as of this tally, the Democrats in the House, they got 215 after Mr. Gray won his seat by 187 votes in California. And the Republicans have 220. But two of them have been nominated for Trump's cabinet. So that takes their number down to 218. And they got to throw Mike Gantz into this whole thing. So he's retiring because he doesn't want the ethics committee to send out that report about him. So now they're down to 217. They got a 2-seat majority. 2 seats. And as I said before, Mike Johnson got his hands full because them Republicans, they just like herding cats. They is not going to stick together. Somebody, he can't afford to lose but one vote. One vote. That's all they can afford to lose. One vote. And it's all over. They can't pass nothing unless the Democrats go along with them. And I know old Johnson ain't looking down that pipe because he knows what's coming. He knows his people. He know they ain't gonna stick together. They never have. In the last 2 years, they ain't stuck together to do nothing. Any major legislation they got through the House, it got passed because the Democrats helped them to get it through. And our favorite girlfriend, MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she has a district here in Georgia. And in her district, which includes Dalton, Georgia, in the northern part, if anybody knows anything about, if anyone knows anything about Dalton, Georgia, they are the industry is dominated by one particular industry, and that's carpeting. They have 3 or 4 carpet manufacturing companies in her district, right there around Dalton, Illinois. They produce a lot of carpeting that's been commercial carpeting, in the home carpeting, residential, all that stuff. And it's produced there in Dalton, Illinois, in Dalton, Georgia, I'm sorry. And the majority of the people who work in those manufacturing facilities are, guess what? Hispanic.
Mm.
And she is the main ringleader to throw them out of this country. Well, we're finding out now that some of those Hispanics have gotten the word and they're leaving them plants like crazy.
Mm.
Because they scared to death that they might be deported, especially since that manufacturing facility is in her district. And she has been a profound opponent of throwing them people out of this country. So you probably can't guess what these manufacturing companies and stuff, if they ain't got no people, what they're gonna do.
Go out of business.
They're gonna close up, go out of business, or take their manufacturing facility to where?
China.
Nope.
India.
Nope. They got to keep them right here. That's where they got them at. Can't
No,
ship
they're gonna
that
get their
stuff
people.
overseas. They can't put that stuff overseas. Well, guess what you think, Mr. Harvey? Where would you want to go if somebody is threatening you? You want to go to safe ground. Where's the safe ground?
California.
The blue states. Because they already told Trump he ain't coming over there and buying all their people.
California.
It's, and guess what else done happened? Texas is leading 11 state lawsuit against the big boys, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street Capital.
Really?
They have combined assets between those three financial powerhouses of over $11 trillion. They are suing them. They have a lawsuit out right now, getting ready to sue the crap out of them because they said that those three companies combined their power to get the utility rates raised up in Texas and 11 other Republican states. And old Paxton is leading the pack. You know, he's a bad son of God. They done tried to impeach him. They done tried to do everything. He done come out of that baby smelling like a rose. So I guess he's empowering himself to go out there and mess with the big dogs. And he's saying that he's not done with them big boys. So he's getting ready to sue some more of them. I don't know what for, but he says he's getting ready to sue some more of them. And some of the Republican states said, we're going to get us some money too. oh, 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 Ted. There's a lot going on out there, brother. And it's not only going on in the Republican ranks in the Republican states. Our House, potentially House, has got a leadership battle going on with the Democrats. And that leadership battle says, and them folks who are fighting her, all them young puppies out there, they said they getting rid of them old dogs who've been laying on these committees and stuff. They done got too old. They running them off. There's a fight going on already. Oh, Jerry Nadler, he been in charge with the Judiciary Committee for many years. He's 70 some years, 77, 78 years old. They rolling him out. They got a couple others and stuff on these committees. Raul Guerrero from Arizona, they stole him. He got to get off of his committee and stuff. He can't be ranking leader no more. They done told my boy down here in Georgia, David Scott, Negro, you got to get off. You got to get off the agriculture committee.
Making that extra
Yeah.
$40,000.
Yeah, man. And Jamie Raskin is running Nadler off the Judiciary Committee. He said he's taking that job over. So instead of Nadler being embarrassed after that boy beat him up, he just said, I resign and give up and resign. So, Raskin's been going over. He used to be in charge of what? The Oversight Committee. So they got a fight now going on as who's going to be the ranking leader for the Oversight Committee. Guess guess who's one of the participants to fight who wants that seat in the Oversight Committee?
The
Take a
boy from
wild guess.
Colorado.
No, he ain't on that committee.
Not Crockett.
Nope. Got one more guess. You close.
AOC.
AOC. Think we got to get them old dogs. And guess what? Hakeem Jeffries ain't opened his mouth and said one word. He
Well,
said
yeah, he knows it's time.
he said that the Democrats, so especially them younger folks, are tired of them old dogs sitting down there and using seniority as a method to run these committees, and they don't want that stuff no more. You have to be qualified to run those committees, and you have to know what the heck you're doing. You just can't sit around and wait until one of these old boys and stuff die off. So he's allowing that fight to go on. He ain't saying a word. I don't blame him. They need to get some younger folks. Them being get up into their 70s and 80s, they need to get out of there. If not resign and stuff completely, they need to go off to the grazing, the pasture and everything, and allow those young cattle and young bulls and stuff to get out there and get that fight going. You got too old for that. They're not as top notch. They're not as up to date on a lot of that stuff going on. The Republicans in the Senate are saying that they're going to put up one hell of a fight against these companies involved with artificial intelligence. They're going to try to cut them down if they can. We got a mess going on, Ted.
Yeah.
We got a mess going on. We got a mess going on. And so we get to your boy, Hawk Self, the media man. I guess Trump getting ready to either throw it to the wolves and blaming him because he didn't vet the man to find out what was going on with him. So he
They
got
laughing at him, bro.
he getting ready to throw it. He getting ready to throw that over to the wolves and stuff. And then while he throwing it, he just told well he lied to us. He should have told us instead of him vetting the man to find out was he qualified to do anything. He just picked him up because he was a media person. So now he's picking up his arch competitor. What did he call him? Sanctimonious Ron Sanctimonium. So he reaching out to old Ronnie boy and say, "You want the job? I'm gonna throw this other boy out, put you over there."
I don't think he's gonna take it.
You don't think he gonna take it? Why not?
I mean, that's just my. I
I
don't have
I think you gonna I think you're gonna take it.
anything behind
I
it.
believe you're gonna take it, man. That's a powerful position, man. Very powerful position. He got a lot of control, a lot more than he got down there in Florida.
Well, that's true, but if you think about the way he thinks, unless he was putting on an act here, he come in there with that BS. What he's done here, talking all about that racial stuff and discrimination, and he messing with their uh, systems. It might be a few people that might not like the way things are done, but what they're trying to do is weed out all of those white supremacists in the military to see if they are even worthy to be soldiers. Well, if you do that, then it's open season. Then, if he gets in there, he's gonna, it's gonna be a lot of issues. And I give him like 2 years, and he comes in with that. That military is gonna be all messed up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he knows the procedure and all of those things, because he was in the military. He's been trained. He was a JAG. So, but he come in there with that old BS that he do here. It's gonna cause a world of confusion because you got 30% of the people I would say maybe 20, 25% of the people that's there, maybe 30 or maybe even higher than that, are people of color, as they call it, POC.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's hard to say. I got one business thing here.
Go
We'll
ahead.
get back to that.
Go ahead. You can start.
Bitcoin then reached
$100,000.
and who's the new SEC? Paul Akins. He is a crypto advocate
Mm-hmm.
who has a Bitcoin company. Your president, coming to be soon to be president,
Okay.
who's for Bitcoin? Musk. Here is my conspiracy or my analysis. They're going to try to pump this Bitcoin because we already said that there's nothing behind it. It's just digital stuff. However, people have to buy that stuff. They buy it usually cheap and then it goes up. It's a Ponzi scheme. However, if the government has a Bitcoin, people start putting their money in that and it goes up. Let's say it goes up to $100 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to happen to the debt? The debt is going to be paid off. That would be the ultimate goal that they would be trying to do, because China is thinking about the same thing, and it's another other countries are doing the same thing. They're starting this Bitcoin thing around the world, this cyber money. So that's my take on it. I think that what they're going to do is they're going to really promote this thing and pay that debt off.
Mm.
And right now we're running about 1.5, 1.8 over the budget every year. We've been doing that for the last 10 years almost.
Mm-hmm.
President Obama got it down to almost $500 billion. When he came in, it was well over a trillion. When he left, he got it down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Joe Biden, he just been, I mean, he had to, because he had to get this country back in line. And, every year he went over 1.5 trillion,
Mm-hmm.
his budget. So, and, Trump is a big spender. When I say big spender, a big giveaway person to his buddies and cronies. So he's going to do that too as well. Not necessarily doing things for the American people, but he's going to be doing it as, because, you already have a discretionary budget over $1 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
$1 trillion is a lot of money he can give away.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my take. Now, I wanted to talk about this social psychology thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people that are trying to figure out what's going on with the American people. They are using a term called stupidity. There are a lot of people that are stupid. They are followers. They blindly follow people. They're looking for leaders. They're looking for a leader. And stupidity is something that you try to figure out, well, that person is stupid. What's wrong with him? He's so stupid. A lot of times people know what's right from wrong. They know, they have enough common sense to know what's going on, but they have been programmed so heavily. And when you listen to conversations on the right wing radio and TV, they say things that are very pointed, that phrases to use to influence people. And the one thing that what people are saying that the thing is that if a person is stupid or they're in that stupidity mindset, they are immoral. And I was thinking about that. I say, are they really immoral? Well, when you think about it, they kind of are.
Mm-hmm.
If a person is stupid and they know better, because most people know, you thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt, they know, a lot of these people know all of these, they know morals, they know right from wrong. But if the crowd is doing it, and I can just say a lie, like, if a person tells you, I don't believe in science, I don't believe in what's going on around here about the weather and all of that, and all that climate change, and then you don't believe the science. If the scientists say that these certain medications or shots are good for you and will prevent things, I don't believe that. I'm not doing that. Blah blah blah. And the crowd, and then you got hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people agreeing with you. So therefore, you go with the flow. And it's a proven fact that those shots will prevent diseases.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a form of stupidity, and certain people classify it as immoral because people will die. So this is something that we have to look at. And the thing is, it's almost hard for us as a country to ignore these stupid people. It's hard for us to know it because it's going to affect us. You're going to have people marching because they don't want to take a vaccine shot, or they don't want to take a chicken pox shot. They don't want to take a polio shot. And so, we have eradicated a lot of these different things that pop up. And now they're showing themselves back up again. These little children that don't get shot, they end up getting diseases, and then they affect the other children in these daycares. So that's something I think that people should look at. The thing is, we can't ignore it. And then the thing is, you want to ignore people that usually people that are stupid, or they call it stupidity, that have a stupidity attitude. You're not going to change their mind. They're going to just have to repent and remorse. You're not going to change their mind. No matter how much you sit there and you can talk about them, you can say all kind of things, but their mind is already made up because they got other people like them. They go into their social media and they all think alike. And who are they cutting up? They calling the other people to take the shots, or people that go by science, calling them stupid. So it's going to be a back and forth. So how do you combat that? That's my question. How do you combat people that insist on having a stupidity attitude? That's my question. That's going to be my question from the next 4 years, because there's going to be a lot of people who's going to show their stupidity. It's just like these women. 53% of the people, white women, voted against their own interests. White women. They weren't thinking about their 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 daughters, nieces, their girlfriends' daughters and nieces and friends and all that. But they say, I don't care, I'm voting for Trump. So so what they're going to be called is a stupidity attitude. Now it might sound silly, it might sound kind of harsh, but what do you do with those people? Because they're going to affect each one of us. You got kids walking around and could be infected. When the last time you had one of those shots? Now we got to take the shots again
Mm-hmm.
because it's spreading, especially if you never had the measles before. So anyway, I'm off of that. But like I said, that's something that you have to look out for, and how you eradicate these types of attitudes, because you got all they're doing is following somebody like this. What is it, JFK or Junior or whatever he is? They following him.
What did you just say?
I said, who is this guy that is it JFK Junior that's going to be the nominated for the HHS?
Yeah, JFK.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's RFK. It's Robert F. Kennedy.
Okay. Well, whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying that he is the main head forcer of that, and he wants to just not do any more research on these science type projects that our CDC does. Like I said, it can cause hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people's lives. They can think it's a joke or not if they want to. When we had that pandemic, there were people that didn't wear their masks, running around bragging, I ain't wearing no mask. I ain't taking that shot. And they were conservatives and they ended up dying. Where did that from?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, supposedly he he is he is saying that he has kind of changed his thoughts and stuff about vaccines and stuff like that. Supposedly, I don't know, and he I don't know if he's doing this because he knows that it's going to be difficult for him to be confirmed or whatever. But according to him, he's changing some of his philosophies about that. So I don't know.
I don't believe it. I
I
don't
don't.
believe it.
I don't think a lot of other people believe it either. But how you gonna say he hasn't? You don't know. It all depends because he's going to have to be confirmed by the Senate. So there's going to be the Democrats is going to send him through the ringer and everything. It all depends on how strong you have those senators in there who believe that he is going to be a valuable asset and everything for whoever.
Well, all I got to say is that when you put people that are in charge of certain programs that is responsible for millions of people's lives, it's just immoral. Immoral. That's all I got to say. These people, this man is not taking this thing serious. It's almost like he's doing this on purpose, that he is a flat out traitor to destroy this country. That's just my way of thinking of it all. One more thing, and then I'm going to let you get back to your politics.
No, you go ahead. No, I'm fine. I'm about done here with all of mine. I'm just I'm looking at some things while you sitting there talking. Go ahead.
Will somebody please tell me what's a black conservative? Now, I mentioned this before, and if anyone is out there listening, go on our little comment section. Tell me exactly what a black conservative is. In fact, you can tell me what a conservative is, because, I hear a lot of these Republicans talking about, I'm a conservative. Tell me what exactly is a conservative. I'm talking about in the political sense. I'm not talking about, don't give me no moral crap. I don't want to hear that, because if you want to, talk about religion, that ain't got nothing to do with conservative. So politically, what are you so conservative about? What is what is conservatism supposed to be about? Because I'm not, what I'm looking at, these so-called people that are supposed to be conservative, is what they're looking for is money and power and control. They want to control your life. Money, power, and control. He who controls the goal, makes the decisions. And the point is that right now, who controls the goal right now is the corporations, because they're paying these politicians absorbent amounts of money and telling them what to do. They're supposed to be representing the people, but they're representing the corporations and doing what they say do. So tell me, what is a black conservative, or even what's a conservative? Another thing is, what's a black intellectual? Why you got to be black if you're an intellectual? I'm a black intellectual. Does that mean that you are expert on everything that's black? The black race? Is that what that
Mm-hmm.
means? Or are you just an intellectual that knows how to articulate yourself in all forms of conversations, and the social, the psychology of it, and all the philosophies of it? And this is regarding all people, all the business side and what's going on in the economy, the economics part of it. So if you're an intellectual and you have a vast comprehension of many subjects that you have studied, So tell me why you got to be a black intellectual.
Okay. Oh boy.
I'm just saying. I hear these black so-called black people talking about I'm a black intellectual. Why you got to be a black intellectual?
I haven't heard that.
Oh yeah, I'm a black intellectual. How come you just can't be Dr. So and so and you're an intellectual and you talk about all types of subjects? Now, you might be an expert in the black race and you got data about the black race, but it's a lot of white folks, so-called intellectuals, got a lot of data on the black race. They don't call themselves white intellectuals. So So I'm just saying, why you got to be a black intellectual? The so-called intelligent don't they don't be calling themselves white intellectuals. So anyway, that's just my rant on that. I'm just trying to figure out, because you got all these different kinds of black folks that call themselves black conservatives, black intellectuals, and they can sprout out. There's almost like they're speaking for. I'm gonna just say it, the white man. You know, you ain't got to, speak for yourself. Speak with what you think. Because, there are a lot of people that are very highly intelligent and very real, well read and studied. They probably can eat you up if you ever have a conversation with them. Anyway,
Mm-hmm. You got me, man. I'm trying to do. I'm sitting up here doing a bunch of other stuff, man. So go ahead. I'm listening. Uh, man, they done got me. I'm looking at some stuff here, man. It's very, very interesting. But go ahead. What did you ask me now? I'm
well,
sorry.
whatever you're doing stuff or whatever you got interest in, go ahead, go with it.
No, no, no. I'm fine. I'm fine. It had just got my mind and everything going on because it's very interesting and everything. I haven't finished reading it. So as soon as I finish reading it, I'll talk about it. But I haven't. But go ahead. You asked me about black conservatives and stuff. Ted, I don't know who I would call a black conservative. I really don't. I don't even think that all these people out there who are telling folks that they're conservative and they want to do this and want to do that. I believe they just out there just to do this stuff to make some money. I believe they just doing this to make some money because you notice all of them who are out there who have been down that road and dealt with this stuff and everything. They were about money and power. That was it. They just wanted some money until the Republicans decided they wanted to throw them out. And it's a shame that they are doing this because of that, but that's what it is. I really don't believe they even concerned about that being that because the ones who are real conservative folks and everything, it seems like they understand what's going on the other side of the coin, and they are not as radical as the ones who are calling themselves black conservatives. They're not. I don't believe. And the ones who are radically behind it, that Donald down there in Florida and stuff, I believe he did that crap just so he can get some money. He wanted to get rich. Scott over there in South Carolina, he doing that because He wants money. He wants that money and that power that comes with it, because there's very few of them, black folks out there who really are true conservatives. And I think that being a conservative is a person that wants things to stay the same. They don't want change. But if you really actually go out there and look at the Republican Party and stuff now and everything, I don't think that you can call them conservatives. I really don't. What you can call them is the religious right,
Mm. Mm.
because those are policies that they're going by. Their religious right, whatever their religious right say, that's what they're doing. Look
Mm.
at your boy up there, as who is the Speaker of the House now. Religious right. His mind is religion.
I was hoping you go that route because that's what I know. That's what they are.
Yeah, they are religious rights. They done turned that party over to the religious right. Because how in the world can you sit there and spout about abortion, one of the worst thing in the world, and you telling people, "Hey, we're going to stop this, we're going to have this going on." But I guarantee you, if some of those daggone Republicans and stuff, if their daughter had a problem and stuff and everything, and they ran to the same problems as some of our other folks and stuff we ran into, they're going to say, "Damn, what they were going on there. Give my child what they need and stuff and everything to become healthy." There's no way that they were going to allow their daughter to sit there in that daggone hospital and and let a doctor watch them die. They won't do it. And they don't really care and stuff about the fact and everything that these laws that they are passing and stuff and everything for their population within their states or whatever. They don't care. They're just doing it because the religious right wants them to do that. But if it came to their child, I guarantee you, Ted, it would violate whatever law they got sitting out there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Same thing if their son was in Joe Biden's position, they'll do the
Hmm.
same thing.
They do the same thing. If their child was sitting out there getting ready to go to a judicial system and stuff that was as screwed up as it is going to be, that allowing criminals and stuff to get away with crimes, and one of the biggest criminal they got is getting ready to walk into the doors of the White House. Why would you allow your child to be sitting out there in that same mess? Because actually, the boy paid his taxes. He paid his stuff up. Anybody else, they wouldn't have locked them up and gave them a sentence like that, other than him being Joe Biden's son. They would not have did that to him. They just wanted to make an example out of him. And his father says, "I'm not going to let them make an example." And damn, excuse my French, what all them knuckleheads are saying, and those supposedly Democrats and everything are sitting out there saying that they are so high and mighty and all this other stuff and everything. Let it happen to their child. And I watched that daggone interview that your boy, what's his name, the one at Breakfast Club came on the View and stuff the other day.
Yeah.
And Whoopi got on him real bad, and Brother Man had to back up. The guy, or whatever his name is, he come up there with his high and mighty stuff and everything about Democrats and all the other stuff and everything, and Whoopi said, "Hold it, wait a minute." And Whoopi is a very, very strong-minded person and stuff and everything, and I believe she had the same ideas that most of us do. That man is protecting his child. And the God and stuff, he had children under daggone well and stuff and everything. As one of his children and stuff was up there, and they had him under that mess, and he got a chance to pardon him. He pardoned his child, and all that philosophy that he's sitting out there pouting and everything was going out the door. Now, the strongest relationship that anybody can have with a family member is their child. Anyway, maybe I'm speaking too much of everything and got out there, but uh, That's how I feel, man. I'm saying that we are in a and I woke up and stuff this morning, Ted, and I'm looking around the world at this news and stuff. And man, the whole world is messed up. I'm looking over there at France. They're getting ready to run their prime minister out of his job
Yep.
in France. I'm looking over there at South Korea, and that's bad. Say you're gonna start military law. Now they done turned the tables on him and said, "We're gonna impeach you too. You get the heck out of here." What the heck is going on, man? All these places and stuff were supposed to be a beacon and stuff for freedom and democracy and everything is being taken
Well,
over.
this is I heard this lady say this the other day, and it was a talk show. And here's the thing that America and Americans don't realize. I'm talking about people that's been here generation after generation. Just right. I'm not talking about the people just got off the boat here. I'm talking about America. And let's face it, bro. In the '70s, they were really trying to do the right thing. There were a lot of issues, yes, but a lot of times, because of our tenacity and the things that we were fighting for, they were really trying to do the right things. In the late '60s and the '70s, they were really trying to do the right things as far as bringing this country to and it was getting there. And the person who stopped the flow was Reagan. He changed the whole dynamics. It took a while, but he changed the whole dynamics of the flow, trying to make everything equal, everything fair, all of that. So to me, this woman said this: America truly is the shining hill, the example of what people, all types of people can live together. And we was headed that way. Not necessarily, we were a lot of white folks was tolerating it, and they was hush hush, and you know, I don't want to be labeled racist and all that kind of stuff. But they were tolerating it, and then they was coming to understand a lot of things to a certain degree. You're always going to have those pockets of true racists for hating the Jews or hating the blacks or hating whatever. But the thing is that the majority of the people were coming around. They was being accepted. They was being inclusive, at least trying to, making an effort. And we are the shining hill for the world. Now, because of this chaos for the last 10 years, people have seen all the negativity that's going on in America. And hey, they say, hey, we just, we was already messed up. Now we're going to really mess it up. So that's what's happening. You got these authoritarians, and you got these millionaires and billionaires that's running these countries now. So, and now the people is the one that's going to be hurting. The actual people, that's who's hurting. Just like this country, the actual people is the one that's really hurting. 50, 100 million people is actually really hurting in this country or more. And then you got another, you got billions of people around the world. So we was the example. That's why everybody wants to come here.
Hmm.
But now they come here and they say, hey, it's just as bad as my country. You got all these people that pass all these allow people to walk around with guns and people shooting
Hmm.
each other and all that kind of mess and so we've lost our way and here come 45
Hmm.
and he just made it worse.
Well, the fight for democracy and freedom and stuff it's been ongoing for a long, long, long time. And if there's enough folks out there who enjoy this freedom and stuff that we have in this country and stuff, who want to keep it, then we can do it. But we just have to be committed and stuff and getting it done, and don't get discouraged and stuff because we have monsters rolling around here, willing to take away our freedom and stuff and everything because they don't like what they see. And there are people out there in the world and stuff who don't like what's going on in this country. So they out there, and we just have to keep fighting them off. It's almost like you just spoke about the this old guy and stuff that's sitting down there telling people that they don't need to be shot up and everything. I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. Well, I guess you can make a comparison and stuff to that by saying we've been invaded by a virus, and that virus is to what the right wing and stuff want to happen, what Donald Trump thinks he wants to happen to this country, and how he wants to sit down there and destroy it. So we just have to find the right vaccine and cure ourselves.
Well, what you're saying is right, but the thing is that I think you said it right. The white Christian is these they call themselves I don't know, all of them don't call themselves nationalists, white Christian nationalists, but a lot of these so-called white Christians have their own way and try to live like we were living in the 1950s, in the late 40s. You know, they had, I mean, extreme segregated communities, extreme segregated schools, and they had their issues too back then, but they weren't let out. They had their kids that were rebelling and all that kind of stuff because there was a heavy use of those young kids that was using overuse of drugs and what have you. But the point is that they hid that stuff. They were raping their own children. Some of them were killing each other just like anybody else. But the point is, they had it under the table and it was segregated. Now it's all in the open. It's just like we read that story about those people that just stole some $90 million. I mean, yeah, today's standard, that's chump change. But the thing is that this is the kind of stuff that's going on and has been going on. And I can almost guarantee you there's a whole lot of different types of things that's going on. They probably involved, or nobody's investigating it. But if you look at Vice, there's a TV channel called Vice. You can see all of that stuff that's going on all over America. The drug use, the sexual abuse, all of that stuff. But who do they shine the light on? When I say we, I'm talking about black people. We have to be almost perfect. That's why 2 weeks ago, when we talked about, or last week, when we talked about this Walter Frazier said that black people can't be mediocre, and we can't just be excellent. We have to be exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be almost perfect. And all of us are not going to be exceptional, and all of us not going to be excellent, and all of us not going to be even mediocre. Some of us going to be less than that. But they group us all in the same category. I don't care what they say. No matter how far you get and how up you get, you still going to be that N-word. And you know what that N-word means. So that's the problem right there. So you're not going to never satisfy these people, no matter how perfect you are. You know, back in the day, we used to dress up in suits and ties, you know, back in the 40s and 50s, and carried ourselves in such a mannerable way. And regardless, I don't care. So probably that's the reason why these young kids rebel the way they do. You understand? That's how come
Mm-hmm.
they rebel. That's how
Mm-hmm.
come they're going, doing what they do, the
Mm-hmm.
way they act. Because, hey, I can be different and still make it. I can do things different. I don't have to be, you know, all that crispy and, you know, real looking like I'm this and that, you know, all of that. So there it is, you know that. So I don't know. We're in a transition, and I don't know how far it's going to go over, but you know, right now it's not in the style of dress. It's not how much education you get now, because none of that's respected. It's not your title and position, because that's not even respected.
Mm-hmm. Well, man, final word. We had way past our hour mark here.
Well, the thing is, when I look at it, there's always, the glass is always half full. To me, we are living in the best of times. From where I came from, that's where I look at it. The glass is half full. The only thing is, the difference is that now you just have to be more aware and navigate yourself even more. The glass is half full, man. Opportunities are out there galore. And yes, there will be people that come at you because of the color of your skin or because where you came from, you know, whether you black or white or brown or whatever. There's always going to be someone coming at you. But the point is that I think the whole key is behavior. How do you behave? How do you respond? If you respond in a violent way, that's not the right response. If you respond in a mean way, that's not the right response. So the point is your behavior. And then the thing is, you can always stay away from the knuckleheads.
Mm-hmm.
You can always stay away from the knuckleheads. You ain't got to be around the knuckleheads. You know, you might like the knuckleheads and you enjoy and have fun with the knuckleheads, but you got to stay away from the knuckleheads. Because if you don't, you're gonna be like them, or you're gonna be what they say, guilty by association. So learn to navigate yourself, and be aware, because they're always gonna come for you, no matter what. I don't care how good you are, how smart you are, how intelligent you are, or even how stupid you are. They're gonna come for you. That's just the way it is. And I don't know, do you call it competition, competitiveness, or is it jealousy, or is it envy? What is it? I don't know.
Maybe a
And
little
maybe
bit of
that's
all
just
of that.
the human thing in us. I don't know. You know, I mean, me, hey, if you control yourself, learn to control your thoughts, learn to control your body, and all that kind of thing. I mean, I think you'll be better off. Just learn how to control stuff. Your own self. That's
Hmm.
the main thing. Anyway, that's my
Okay.
last word.
Well, I don't have a whole lot to say other than, hey, I've been brought up, man. I feel a heck of a lot better today than I did yesterday and day before that and day before that. I believe that we still gonna be able to get through all this old mess here and everything, and I still believe that. I don't believe 45 or 47 or whatever you want to call himself now, because he done Uh, I don't believe he's going to be able to get all that stuff done that he's been saying that he's going to get done. I believe this country is going to heal itself and it's going to come back and we're going to get stuff done. But we just going to have to wait through the mess and realize when that mess is coming and just keep waiting through it and keep our eyes focused and stuff on where you want to be at. Maybe at this point in time, Ted, the, the country wants to go off in another direction and everything and still hold on to whatever values and that they think that we ought to have, because change happens every day. Change happens every day, and we need to be, instead of being conservatives and want to stay the same and stuff, we just have to just look back and say, hey, we need to change some things and not keep on going the way we've been going for the last 50 or 60 years and stuff. So we just have to change and adapt to that change. And hey,
We
I
had
believe we,
somebody that was running for office that wanted that change.
huh?
We had somebody running for office who wanted that change.
Man, maybe the country wasn't ready at that time for it. Maybe the next time, if she hangs in there and stuff and say, "Hey, I'm gonna try this stuff again," maybe they'd be ready for that change. But I believe I don't know if she's ready to start doing that yet. I think that she's probably sitting down there thinking, along with her husband and her family and everything, and probably saying that she don't want to go through all this again. I don't know. We just have to see what happens. You have to see what happens, and if she does or if she doesn't, we can find somebody else to run, do what they got to be done, and because this is his last hurrah, he only got 4 years left, and he term limited. And most of the folks, even some of his Republican friends and stuff, know that hey, you're gonna have to get out of that seat there, bro. Hopefully, he doesn't get too much power that he can change those things, but we'll see. Because if they, I really don't believe this country will allow him to become a dictator at this time. I believe there's too much stuff going on. There's too much money out there, and these big boys love capitalism, Ted. And in a dictatorship, capitalism does not exist.
There's too many billionaires here in America. We got over 800.
Absolutely.
We got over 800.
Yes, sir. We got too many people who love this capitalism. They love making money and they love how to get out there and get rich. And in a dictatorship, that does not happen. So I don't believe that money is going to allow him to go too far. And that's probably one of the reasons why they just said, okay, we're going to elect him because, as I said before, they didn't want no 100 million people getting a tax break. They want to keep that tax break in their hands. So if he can't produce and give and re up that tax break, woe is him. And the stuff is gonna hit the fan as soon as it walks through that door. They're gonna be out there forcing them to continue that daggone tax cut. And they only got, 2 months to do it before it expires.
Say what? 2 months.
Yeah, less than 2 months. In February, it expires.
And does it? The question is, do we have the numbers to get it done?
Do they have the numbers to get it done? Do they have the number or the wherewithal to get it done? And can they pull it together without a whole lot of mess? And I don't believe the House is going to be able to get it done because they is like I said, they herding cats, and they're not going to even have their full capacity and stuff. So those 2017 or 2015 is really existing out there because 3 of those folks are going to be gone, and they're not going to have special elections until in April. So that
Say
summer's
what?
it's going to expire. Yeah, they know most of them are going. All those folks that stop out there from New York, the guy from Florida and stuff, Waltz, and then you got the other boy from Florida and stuff and everything. Guess they can't get their special election stuff done until April. They have to have a special election for all 3 of them. See what's going to happen. It's gonna be a mess, man, trying to get them. I told you, it's gonna be like herding cats over there, man, in the house. And I don't believe Johnson can do it.
Are they gonna have a real election, like a Democrat and a Republican running against each other?
Well, those 3 House seats and everything that they are going to be running. One of them is in New York, 2 of them are in Florida. So they're not going to have those elections until special elections until April. They said the earliest that they can get them. So when this daggone thing expires and stuff in February, when it expires, they're not going to be able to re-up that daggone thing that quick. Yeah. They're not going to be able to have anything done. They can't reenact that thing, so they're going to have to start all over again. Try to get that thing through the House and through the Senate. It's going to be a roll, and I don't believe Trump has the power in which to do it and stuff. He hasn't. He's not that strong to get that stuff done. So we're looking down the road, man. That thing is going, and I'm pretty sure those people they're in a realization that this thing is going to expire, and are
He
they
was
going to get
bragging
it
that
back
he was
then?
gonna even take it down lower to 15%.
He was trying to. He said he was trying to, but that ain't going to happen. It's going to expire. They're not going. They can't even get together. They got a budget getting ready to happen December the 20th, before the end of this month. That continuing resolution that they just got through, it expires December the 20th. They got a budget that they're going to have to pass with with the Democrats still controlling the Senate, and Biden still a president, and Johnson trying to get herd his cats.
Well, you just gave me some good news there, right there. That's good
Hey
news.
man, hey, people need to look at what the heck going on. Everybody they all pointed toward this old boy over here and everything, and they worried about him, but they ain't worried about what's ahead that is getting ready to happen. And they ain't got very long. And Ted, hasn't nobody even said anything about this December the 20th thing that's getting ready to expire. Nobody said anything. They got what? Today is the 5th. They got 15 days in which to put through another continuing resolution to keep this
The day,
country going.
yeah, the day is the 5th. Yeah.
Yeah. They got 15 days. And they ain't about open their word, and they ain't said a word about all things that is that they're pointing toward what Trump doing and these cabinet positions and trying to get more judges and stuff and everything through this through the Senate, which is okay. Go ahead, brother, get them judges through there. That man couldn't even keep his casino in the Atlantic City going. He lost it. He got a building, a a monstrosity sitting over there in Las Vegas, gold building with his name on it. It's still sitting there. There ain't nobody in there gambling. There's not a gambling machine nowhere to be seen in it. Because them folks in Las Vegas who in the know, who in the power, don't trust him. So he been trying to get a license for I don't know how long. And that building just sitting there with the gold on it, with his name on it. It's like a mausoleum now. You think he can run this country? Without these folks telling him what the heck to do? That old boy in trouble. We need to feel sorry for him. I do. Already, I'm starting to feel sorry for him. He gonna cause some damage. They done built the boardwalk back in Atlantic City. They done built it back. It ain't like it was before, but they done built it back. It's coming back. So he been gone for a while. So
That's right. You were there a couple of years ago, weren't you?
Yes, sir. I was there. They trying to build it back, man. They trying to build it back, and they now I don't know if it's gonna be as big as it was before, but they're trying to build it back. They putting money out there on that thing because it's a good daggone investment. Being out there on that boardwalk out there with the Atlantic Ocean facing them. After he done went in there and tore it up. Somebody might get up enough money and take his name off their Trump Tower and get a license and shit to put, excuse my French, and put some slot machines up in there. One of them Chinamans and stuff might come over there, or somebody from Macau might come over there and say, "Hey, I want that building," and Trump will sell it for pennies, nickels, and dimes, and get rid of it. Because they ain't gonna let him. They already told him you can't get no license over here. Now he might try to beat somebody up and so he can get it, or make a deal so he can get it, but I don't know. They don't want him around there. The people that know don't want him, the ones who got their money don't want to see him over there. Stay in your place, Donald. I feel sorry for him. Okay, people. We've been having a long, good discussion here. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.